Hello there. In this video, you will learn about a very useful model that will help you build your own high-performance team. If you've ever been a part of a team that's quite dysfunctional and wanted to know how to improve that team's performance, then you're going to find this very helpful. The model is called the Five Dysfunctions of a Team, and it was originally created by Patrick Lencioni. I've been using this model for many years with the management teams that I've worked with. The model describes the main reasons why teams can become dysfunctional and gives you very clear ways that you can turn that situation around and become a high-performance team. So let's get into the model now. As you would expect from the name, there are 5 parts to it. Starting at the bottom, the primary reason why teams are dysfunctional is an absence of trust. Very simply, the people on the team do not trust each other. They don't know each other very well, and they're not willing or able to be open with each other. They pretend that everything is okay, and they're not prepared to show their vulnerability to each other. So in this model, when Lencioni is referring to trust, he's mainly talking about openness, people not being open with each other. Now, trust is more than just openness, though. It includes things like reliability, acceptance, authenticity, and the amount of focus there is on oneself. How trustworthy we are is dependent on how reliable we are, how accepting we are, how open we are, how authentic we are, and to what degree we are concerned with ourselves rather than the other person. Now, each of those components of trust you can improve if you choose to. Okay, so that's the first dysfunction, an absence of trust. When there are low levels of trust amongst the team members, it leads to many other problems. Now, you will know that this dysfunction is not a problem for your team when people are being open with each other, when they are doing what they said they would do, when they're accepting of each other's differences, when they're being authentic, and when they're thinking more about each other than themselves. Okay. So let's now look at the second dysfunction. If trust is missing, then team members are unlikely to speak up and say exactly what they think and how they feel about things. There's a fear of conflict. They worry about what might happen if they speak up, so they don't. This means that meetings are boring. Everyone's just nodding their heads and going through the motions, and it leads to artificial harmony. It looks like things are okay, but they're not. There's no healthy disagreements. There's no challenge. Now, you will know that this dysfunction is not a problem on your team when people are speaking up during meetings and saying what they think and how they feel about things, and when there are good, robust, challenging discussions that lead to better decisions that people are committed to. Now, if your team meetings don't look like that and the fear of conflict is present, then you can guess what happens when people leave those meetings. They probably don't agree with the decisions that were made. They don't really know exactly what direction the team is moving in, and they're not committed to following up on actions that they're meant to take. Instead, they go back to their work colleagues and complain. So that's the third dysfunction, a lack of commitment, and it leads to ambiguity. Because team members have not said what they think and how they feel about things during meetings. And the team has not had good, robust, challenging discussions about issues. Poor decisions get made that people are not committed to. And there's little follow-up, there's no alignment, and energy is wasted. Team members don't need to all agree on things to be committed, but they do need to have expressed themselves and been heard. Now, you'll know that this third dysfunction is not a problem with your team when you can see that people are following up on decisions and taking actions that they've committed to. There will also be clarity about direction. Now, if there's an absence of trust, a fear of conflict, and a lack of commitment, then it's not surprising to see the fourth dysfunction, an avoidance of accountability. People are not holding themselves accountable for their own performance and behaviours, and they're certainly not holding each other accountable for performance and behaviours. In other words, there'll be very little feedback happening. People will turn up late for meetings, they'll not be paying attention in those meetings, they'll be checking their cell phones, and they may be behaving in other ways that are just simply not good for the team. Deadlines might get missed, actions won't be taken, and there'll be little or no consequences for those things. Now, all this leads to low standards, and it's just all very unprofessional. Now, you will know that this dysfunction is not a problem for your team when the team members are giving each other high quality feedback on a frequent basis. And specifically, when people are not behaving in line with your team agreements, other team members will be calling them out on it. And when this happens, the person receiving that feedback accepts it and knows that it's a good thing. Let's now look at the fifth dysfunction. It's not surprising that if all the other dysfunctions are present, then you'll see an inattention to results, particularly the collective results of the team. Instead, people will be focused on their own performance, their own status in the group and the organization, on their own egos. It will all be about them as individuals, trying to make sure that even though the team is a mess, they still manage to look good themselves. They'll not be pulling in the same direction. The energy of the team will be dissipated in lots of different directions. They won't be helping each other. They won't be asking for help. They won't be seeing opportunities to collaborate and create more value. Now, you'll know that this dysfunction is not a problem for your team when you can ask all the team members what the most important goals of the team are, and they all give you a similar answer. And you see them helping each other to achieve those goals. So there you have it, the 5 dysfunctions of a team, originally created by Patrick Lencioni. If you learn just one model to help you create a high-performance team, it's this one. I've also adapted this model for you and framed it in more positive language, which you might prefer. You could use this one too. So, starting with a high level of trust, quality challenging discussions, clarity and commitment, frequent high-quality feedback, and a focus on inspiring collective goals. So please introduce this model to your team. You could show them this video, talk about it, identify where your team can improve, and keep referring back to it. Next to this video, you'll find some activity guides that you can download and use with your team. Building a high-performance team is not complicated. But that doesn't mean that it's easy. You do need to do some development work with them. When you familiarize yourself with this simple model and keep talking about it with your team, you will see performance improve. So thank you for watching this video and good luck with your team.